Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the Hummel, the Tier 6 German SPG. This one's located on the defending spawn of Steps Assault, and it's under the command of Angelina75 of OLIMP. And it's Angelina's first response to Talon's winning game yesterday in the M53, M55, where he got a first class and a bruiser. Game on. Well, you can see she's using the stock howitzer, which is actually the same howitzer you find on the Gorilla. It's got a fantastic trajectory because it's very high and can hit enemy tanks that have to be hiding behind rocks. But it does have slightly less on the alpha. It's only 480 alpha, 38mm pen with a 6.7 meters burst radius. But the benefit is that it fires much sooner. The standard reload, 25.31 seconds, and Angelina's got it down to 20.5. So that's a fast fire rate for a 15 centimeter, which does have stun. Rounds out the easy 8. Oh, she gets some damage straight away. She splashes him for 115. And look at that stun assist immediately appearing. Now you can see from the marks on the side of her vehicle that she does have a lot of practice in this Arty. Having a quick look at the Cromwell over on the far side in there, mix 1357. She fired the round in and, oh my god, she wiped him out! That's a fantastic kill from right over the other side of the battlefield. 399 hit points from a direct hit, which went straight through that AMX 1357. That's definitely a penetrating shot. She's now trying to line up a shot on a VK3002D. That's the Daimler version of the Panther that never actually got built, but it's very similar in design to a T-34. Okay, there he is again. Now that tank actually can carry the 88mm gun, if I remember correctly. So it does have quite a big punch. She's landed in a Tier 7 game with Tier 6 tanks in it, so she is going to be coming up against enemy tanks which are actually higher tier, and that means she's going to be getting extra XP for all those vehicles which she strikes which are Tier 7. The Porlak tank she's now looking at. Now he's actually a Tier 6. She's lined up on him, so she's ready for the next shot. He just took a hit which I think was a 90mm round, or at least it may have been from the Cheetu, but she's going for the 3002M, which is the MAN version of the Panther, the one that actually did get approved, and she got a direct hit for 233. And the guy's just sitting there. I think he was tracked, so she's picking up damage assist there. Well, he's not a happy bunny because he's actually pulled back. I'm not surprised. I don't think I'd be too happy if I took a hit, was tracked, and then enemies started piling shells into me. In fact, the only thing you can do under the circumstances is immediately try and get into cover as soon as you have been hit like that, because you are in the open and you're vulnerable. Now, there might be an enemy tank on that corner. As far as we can tell, the VK3002M is down there as well, or at least the 3002D maybe. Oh, the Porlak tank takes a splash for 117, so that's racking up the damage. Almost 1,000 hit points now. And the OI has come into sight. Now, this is a Tier 6 Japanese Super Heavy, but they are basically just huge hit point pinatas for the Arty to strike and take as much damage out of as we can. First shot takes 187. These things are so slow, it's very easy to hit them. They're so big and, well, they're very predictable most of the time. Angelina's lining up the next shot already. She's almost loaded. Rounds out. Another direct hit, and it's a kill shot. So she's now got 2 kills, and she's become the lead scorer on her team. But unfortunately, the team is now 2 tanks down on the enemy. Now, there might be an enemy tank just up on those heights behind the bushes, and Angelina's getting ready to fire a round in there, I think, to see if anybody's at home. Rounds out. Well, if there was somebody up there, they've probably got a headache now, because that shell exploded on the ground in just the position where I would have aimed it. Okay, IS. Joseph Stalin tank, the original version, which most had the 100mm or the 85mm gun, but that one has definitely got the 122mm gun. You can tell from the muzzle brake. If it's got a big fat muzzle brake, that's the 122mm. There you go. See? So it actually does have quite a lot of damage on that one. 390 alpha. She fires another one in, and yes, another splash for 56 this time. And yes, there was an enemy tank up there. According to this, it's a Panther. Okay, so we've pulled back quite some way. We're 3 tanks down on the enemy, but they've only got just under 5 minutes now to get the cap. She puts another one in there. Now, actually, this is a good position to be in because not only is it closer to the enemy, but you're less likely to get spotted if you're fighting from the back of the map behind the rock, which is center of the cap. She gets another hit. This time 232 hit points off that Porlac. He can't be happy, that guy, because he's constantly getting hit. But the thing is, he's not playing Arty safe, and that's what you have to do. If you're in a tank and there's Arty in the game, you have to play Arty safe. You have to seek areas where you can't be shot at. And we've just located where one of the enemy Arty is. He's down here in this corner. Now, we can't see precisely where he is, so we'd have to wait for him to shoot again. He's in an M44, so he should be shooting once every 20 seconds. But Angelina's looking a bit closer because she's after the enemy tanks. Okay, VK 2801105, that's the premium version of the 2801 rather. Now, he's down in the dip, which makes it very difficult for Angelina to get a shot in there. But she's trying to line up a shot. Almost loaded. She can't guarantee he's still there, but he did stop rather suddenly. And, oh, another enemy tank's coming to sight. And this time it's an M4A3E2, which is a Sherman Jumbo. That's the tank that went in and relieved Bastogne. It's the first into Bastogne. It's an assault tank. It's, well, heavily armoured version of the M4. Okay, that's a Firefly 5C. And that is a British version of the M4 with the 17-pounder gun. Rounds out. Direct hit! Oh, right on the money. And there's that 280105, yep. Unfortunately, we lost our 1375, but their VK is... Oh! Well, that's not good. Because we just lost our VK3002M to the Firefly. Well, we fire in at the VK and he's gone. We didn't get the kill. The P43 Biz did with a 90mm round. Okay, so now there's only 2 minutes 15 seconds left on the clock, and the enemy's really no closer to winning this battle. Even though they are 4 up on our team at the moment in numbers, they're going to have to try and rush soon to try and get the cap. And this all pandemonium's going to break out when it does. There's the 2-minute warning. I think they've left it a little too late to try and get here, and she's going for the E2 instead. Fires in on him. Actually, she hit the rock face there because she was a little too close. It was obstructing. The thing is, we've still got 5 tanks left on our team, and they've got to try and seize that cap and cap out within the next 1 minute 30 seconds. She's placed herself in, so she's got the bank in her favour. She's now dialing in on both of these tanks. Well, trying to go for the Firefly, I think. Just narrowly misses them, but she did get stunned on the E2. Okay, that BK is a one-shot. And the enemy's starting to lose tanks now. They're getting so desperate. And there's the 1 minute warning. Oh, she gets another hit, but she splashes the E2 and tracks him. Okay, the Panther's getting close. This is going down to the wire. I don't think the enemy are going to be able to cap out. Not under these circumstances. One of the enemies getting really close. In fact, more than one. She's going to try and take out the E2. She lines up the shot. And she gets him! So she's wiped him out, but the problem is now that they are capping, but they haven't got enough time to cap. Certainly not at this moment. It would take 41 seconds for them to cap out, and they've only got 20 seconds left, or less than 20. And so it does look as if they're going to win the game, but it's going to be tight. 10 seconds left, and she's starting to receive fire from the Firefly 5C. She's received 2 hits, and yeah, she does get taken out by the Firefly, but it's no good. The clock's run out, and they've won the game. Well, that was an exciting 10 minutes, and Angelina worked incredibly hard during that game to pump out as many rounds as she could and to defeat the enemies as much as she could. She did get 3 kills in that game. The last one, almost, just before the end, when she took out that Sherman Jumbo with a blind shot at that. She fired up where he was last seen, and yes, she got him. But it went down to the wire, and Angelina picked up a first-class tanker out of that game, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 9. And her win rate from the game was 3,949. Now, before we go any further, let's have a quick look at Talon's score from his last game. He got a first-class tanker, bruiser, and a win rate of 2,125. And that means that Angelina is in the lead. Yes, it says, is it enough to win? Well, yes, it is in this one, because she actually has beaten him on win 8. She really put up a strong fight throughout the game. She used her shells as much as she could. And even though she was in a tier 6 German Arty and Talon was in a tier 9 American SPG, she still managed to do enough damage to get that high win 8. Let's have a look at her team score. Well, she didn't get the highest damage in the game. The Firefly 5C, who put a couple of rounds into Angelina, picked up 2,891 hit points of damage and the high caliber. Second highest damage went to the Baguette Panther, the Britann Panther as it actually should be called, on our team with 2,500 hit points. He picked up a Leather Slaves medal for killing 2 enemy tanks or tank destroyers, which were 1 tier higher than himself. And in third place, the G2 SP managed 2,292 hit points of damage. Angelina came in fourth place on damage with 1,915, which is a very good performance in a tier 7 game for a tier 6 Arty. When it came to kills, though, she scored the top amount. She got 3 kills in the game. The Firefly 5C also got 3 kills. And then 2 kills went to the Baguette, to the IS, the T25-2, and the Panther on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, well, Angelina was on the winning team, and, well, the only one who scored over 1,000 base was the Baguette Panther with 1,230, so he did exceptionally well. But Angelina was second on base XP with 817, and third was the G2 SP with 789. Just goes to show, being tier 6 in the tier 7 game does have a big effect, because, of course, you earn extra XP for all those higher tier opponents that you take down. She fired 22 rounds in that game, so she really put out a lot. You only get 27 rounds with the stock gun, but it's certainly more than the 20 rounds, or is it 18 rounds? I can never remember the exact amount, but I think it's, yes, it's 18 rounds you only get with the top gun. So actually having the stock gun means you get more shots in a game, and that means more damage potential overall. She got 8 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, which must have been that AMX 1357, because the shell just came in, went right through him. Yet look at that, 399 hit points, 1 pen, right through the top of the tank, went straight through the bottom and blew him to pieces. So a lovely shot that was. She also got 15 splash damage of 1,915, all of it at more than 300 meters. She received 3 hits from the enemy right at the end of the game. 2 of them came from the Firefly 5C, and then there was 1 from somebody else. And I'm afraid, yeah, everyone penetrated, because I'm afraid the Hummel does not have much in the way of armor. And so she was wiped out. But she did damage 8 of the enemy, killed 3, so missed out on getting a Confederate by 1 tank, and 222 hit points of damage assistance and 740 hit points of stun assist of 13 stuns. Now, on a free-to-play account, she actually earned 19,386 credits from that game, and she also picked up 1,634 XP as well. So she did very, very well in that game. A very nice game by Angelina. Takes the lead. So she is in the lead, but I'm afraid that means that Talon's still got basically a day and a half to try and get a better result. Now, he's either going to have to get a medal, a first class and a bruiser, or he's going to have to get an ace tanker. So we'll have to wait and see, but it'll go down to the wire, I think, because they're both very competitive, as you all know. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm and gets the video noticed by more people. And thank you for watching.